Okay, hopefully this connection is better. Let me just check something real quick. This is part 2 to yesterday's training because more stuff was coming in and I wanted to share it with you guys. So let me just double check that we are live. Happy Friday, y'all. This is just, I mean, I don't have to repeat myself every time, but it's just a random training. This is, I just wanted to make sure that it came through. No, that is not the title of the training. Hold on. Yeah, so anyways, let me just edit real quick this title because that is not what I wanted to put. I'm just going to do this for now. Sorry, guys. Oh my gosh, come on. So anyways, guys, happy Friday. It's just a quick little training that I wanted to do. I wasn't going to do it because I was about to take a nap, a toddler nap. I was tired. And I was like, ooh, I need to take a nap. So happy Friday. Let me know how you guys are doing today. This is just a part 2 to yesterday. So if you haven't watched that, I have pinned it. And I have also added it to the guide section. So I'm going to be reading off my notes because I want to make sure that I transfer the information as I have received it to you guys. Okay, cool. So I think we're all good to go. All right. So this is, an extension of part 2 as well as part of a conversation that I was having with someone today that I just really wanted to, to share with you guys. So one of the biggest things that I love providing for people in terms of a result is clarity. I love helping people find clarity because from clarity is where you can find all of your answers. Okay, like if you have a confused, troubled mind, it's hard to think through, it's hard to come up with solutions, it's hard to, see what you should do next. That, confusion breeds anxiety. And anxiety usually causes you not to take action. So I like to help you find clarity because clarity gives you confidence and confidence allows you to take action. Okay? So now let's continue on what I was talking about yesterday. Hey, Patrice. Happy Friday, girl. So yesterday, what I was mentioning is that selling is leadership. So essentially your job, instead of trying to persuade someone, instead of trying to convince them, trying to trick them, trying to manipulate them, trying to chase or beg the sale, that's not your job. Your job is to be the leader who is the expert in what you are offering, whether you have a product, whether you have a service, whether you're e-commerce, whether you're digital, it doesn't really matter. Your job as the leader of your audience is to help them understand the ins and out of your offer so that they can make a wise decision in order to make that purchase, right? Because remember, there's only one thing you can control. You can't control whether or not someone buys, but you can control the information that you give them that helps them make an informed decision. So why not focus on the things that you can control? Hey, Vanessa. Yes. So then because this all came to me when I thought to myself, so why do people have shiny object syndrome when it comes to courses? Why do they, as business owners, why are we always looking for the next course to be our answer? Why are we always looking for the next course to be our solution? Because in theory, obviously we're talking about good courses here now. A lot of these courses have amazing results. A lot of these courses have amazing strategies, but why is it that everyone isn't, achieving those results and then they move on to the next? So one of the reasons why people have shiny object syndrome, okay, I'm going to be looking at my notes like I mentioned, is because when you don't have clarity on not only your buyer, which everyone talks about the importance of your buyer, but we have to have the deep clarity of our offer. We try out different strategies, not understanding how to apply our offer to that strategy. So not only are we trying to learn a strategy, Then we're trying to learn how to make our offer fit into that strategy, which is then why the strategy doesn't work. You test it, you try, you move on to the next, and then you're like, okay, like this doesn't work. So if you cannot clearly articulate or explain your offer in the most intricate way, in the most intricate details, then you don't know your offer in marketing and sales terms. A lot of us know our offer intrinsically. A lot of us know what it is inside of our heads, and we just think like, well, it's common sense, right? You have a problem you need to solve, like here's the solution. It doesn't work like that. That is not how people perceive information. So if you don't know how to explain your offer through the entire, and how it supports someone's entire buyer journey, how it supports all the different stages of and their milestones they're trying to hit, how it solves all their objections, how it gets them closer to their desire, every single intricate detail, the tangible results, the intangible results, the feelings, the stories behind it. If you can't help paint that picture in someone's mind, then you don't know your offer well enough. Okay? So you have to get clear on your offer. This is why a lot of us have shiny object syndrome, and we just keep buying all of these courses that do not work. Because if you don't know how to make your offer fit into the different strategies, then you're working against yourself. So as I was channeling this, I was also doing Bible study, which brought me to, so I'm doing King Solomon Bible study, because if King Solomon was the richest person to ever live, why not learn from the richest person that's ever lived? So in Proverbs chapter 12, verse 11, he who tills his land shall have plenty of bread, but he who chases fantasies is, what did I write down here? Oh my God. Oh, is free from understanding. So what that means, okay, so he who tills his land. So someone who takes care of his land, someone who understands their offer, someone who understands what it is that they're doing, right? Before they go and try to, implement the next thing, implement the next idea, implement the next strategy, right? Make the new plot of land. You have to till your land. You have to take care of it. You have to, it's like if you're a farmer, you're not going to just start one patch and then go to the next patch. And if the other patch wasn't finished, you would finish it. But you would do everything that is needed in order to finish it completely. So we oftentimes skip understanding who our buyer is because we only have the surface level of someone's like, oh, it's just, I serve female entrepreneurs who are ages 27 to 30 and they are in this income. And then we just think that's it, right? Oh, and okay, maybe they, go to Starbucks and they shop at Target or something, right? Very surface level. And then we don't understand our offer. We're like, okay, well, our offer helps them hit, 100K months, or our offer helps them master Pinterest. But it's very surface level. So we're not taking care of our land, which is why we don't reap the benefits of the bread, right? So he who chases fantasies, which is then assuming that the next course is going to have your answer, is someone who is void of understanding. Because if you don't even understand what it is that you're offering, how can you plug it into any different strategy? It just won't work. So that is why you're chasing all these strategies that don't work, because you're skipping the most basic part, which is, again, not only just knowing who the intimate details of who your buyer is, but how your offer supports your buyer in very intimate details. Okay, we chase the next thing, not really understanding what it is that we're chasing. All right, so we have to know our buyer intimately, and we have to know our offer intimately. Okay, then any sales, any copy technique, any marketing technique, any branding technique will actually start to work for you. All right. So you're chasing all this other information because you're trying, like I said, so hard to make your offer fit into a strategy, when that's not what a strategy is for. A strategy is to support your offer, to enhance your offer. Okay. It's kind of like, let's say you're trying to, you want to be a plant person. You want to have some plants in your house, whatever, right? Like, let's say you got a money tree. And if you go and you read all the general strategies for caring for plants, because you don't really understand your money tree, you haven't understood your buyer, and you haven't understood how to grow your money tree, which would be your offer. So you just read all this general information on how to, take care of a money tree. And now your money tree is too big for its pot and you need to transfer it. So then you just go and say, okay, we just got to get some soil in a bigger pot and just water it. So then you go and you get some random soil, you put it in a bigger pot and you water it, and then you wonder why it starts to die. Instead of learning about the money tree, realizing that money trees just can't have any type of soil, it actually needs porous, well-draining soil. But you just bought any soil, and you actually bought the soil that holds moisture, right? So you're working against yourself. And then when you transfer a money tree to another pot, you cannot transfer it to a super large pot. It has to be certain size so that it can support the growth until you keep going. But because you went and you chased general strategies, you didn't know your buyer and you didn't know your offer, everything is starting to die. Everything is starting to wilt. Everything is starting to be stagnant. Because at first the money tree was going, and you're like, oh yeah, just I gave it some water, right? Because it's already in the right soil. Everything's good, and now it's time to move it to the next pot. But then you're wondering, now that you moved to the pot, why is it dying? Because you haven't been able to take care of it. And so then it's like, what happens? Either you throw it out and you get another money tree. You just repeat the cycle. Okay, so you have to know your buyer and you have to know your offer before you purchase any other next course. Do not buy another course unless you are buying a course that's teaching you how to know your buyers and know your offer. Or research how to know your buyer and how to know your offer in depth before you say that a sales strategy or a marketing strategy or this strategy doesn't work, because we cannot fit our offers to strategies. We have to fit strategies to our offer. They're supposed to support us, not confuse us, and then we have to work to try to figure it out. Okay? This is why, again, you're repeating this cycle of feeling confused and then chasing the next resource or the next idea that you think is just going to give you your one fell swoop, and then all of a sudden all your sales are going to work. If you don't know what you're doing, you cannot move with any confidence and you cannot move with any intentions, okay? So you can't just go somewhere else and expect it to work, right? You need to make sure you have that in-depth clarity, because again, like I said, a lot of us know in our head what our offer is, but we can't say it in words. So if you can't explain how your offer supports, like if someone just comes at you rapid fire with a bunch of questions and you have to answer with how your offer supports it, if you can't really do that, then you don't know your offer well enough. And that is why you will always have a hard time selling. That is why you will start to feel like you are chasing sales. That is why you will keep looking for the next solution to be your answer when none of them will be your answer if you don't get your foundation right. It's like trying to build a house and you're missing you're bypassing the key steps of the foundation. You just want the house to look good, and then all of a sudden a storm comes over and it knocks it over. And nothing built on an unstable foundation will succeed. So your foundation, the key to your business, is knowing who your buyer is, which this is not what this conversation is about, because we know a lot of people talk about like knowing your buyer, but it has to be married with your offer. So yesterday we talked about offer personas. So just as much as you have your buyer persona, okay, so buyer personas, generally speaking, you should have them in multiple formats because of the multiple ways that people perceive information, whether it be yourself, whether it be your team, as well as the different channels that you're using. So buyer personas, I always say, should be written out in like technical terms, so that if you have someone that's kind of analytical, logical, they can read it. Buyer personas should also be visual, so you can have like collages, color patterns, color tones, right? Especially when you're using a lot of these visual platforms, so that it's going to really help you get an idea of not only how to merge the visuals of your buyer, but also with your brand. So technical, written buyer persona, visual buyer persona. And the third one is kind of like your imaginative, like manifested, if that's what you want to call it, buyer persona. And that is you going through who this person, like you have this bio of who this person is, you have the visual of who this person is. Then the third part of it is taking who that person is and walking through how they're interacting with your content leading up to the purchase and afterwards. So what I mean by that is, like, you can say, okay, well, he or she is someone who does, a lot of research, watches, loves to watch YouTube videos, listens to podcasts. Okay. And when they see my content, they're someone that actually like takes the time to stop, read it. They might be someone that saves and shares it. When this content resonates with them, they are someone who will actually go and read the FAQs, you know, before they ask you a question. And if they really can't figure it out, right, because they're action oriented, they're solution seekers, then they'll go and maybe DM you and ask you a question. If they don't ask you a question and they understand the value, they're not gonna, they don't ask for discounts. They sign up, they pay in full, they, use my offer, whatever it is. It could be a product, it could be anything, and they are, self-motivated. They take action. They, they try again. They dive in. This is just you visualizing how your buyer experiences your content, your sales and marketing, and your product. So now you have a complete picture of who this buyer is. So now it's like, again, like I said yesterday, you're learning the intimate details of this buyer and the experience that they're going to have from your brand, and you're covering all the different ways in which we hold information. So then you want to do the same thing in a certain way with your offer persona. So your offer persona, it is going to have the tangible results, which are just the physical things that we can see, the physical things that you and I can see, the outcomes, the money in the bank, the screenshot, the car, the perfect fit on the body, the clear skin, weight loss, right? The things we can see. Then it's also going to have the intangible things, so the things that we can't see. So confidence, right? They put this outfit on and it fits like a glove, fits their body amazing. Okay, they lost 15 pounds, so they're feeling good. They're feeling confident. Oh, wow, they made a sale, so they're feeling empowered. They learned a new skill, so they have clarity and confidence. Like, those are the things you can't see. Then your offer persona is also going to have the emotions and feelings that are attached with each part of the customer journey of your offer. Right? So they may be starting off, they may be feeling confused, they may be feeling overwhelmed, they may be feeling defeated, then they move to hope, then they move to, confidence, clarity, exuberance. They are singing your praises, they are referring you out the wazoo, right? And then though, you have to pair those moments with real life scenarios. That's why I say, like, don't just be saying like, oh, are you struggling with sales? Because like, what does that even look like? What does that mean? Like, what does that mean? That could mean like, oh, I post in like 50 Facebook groups every day. I'm dang near offering 99% off and people still are not buying. So I have become a discount dealer. I cannot sell my product. My product is amazing, but even if I'm giving it away for free, people don't buy it. Like, and now I'm just feeling like, dang, like, is my product not good? Like, and then I started to question myself and started to question my business. Like, even that is what it means to struggle. That's a scenario that someone can relate to. Okay, so then you have to identify what those scenarios are. And that's how you are able to create these stories that resonate with people, that help them feel seen, that help them feel understood, that help them understand like, wow, how do you know about that? Like, how did you know that that's what I was going through? And then now your offer is presented in a way where it's like, oh, okay, bet, like you can definitely help me. On top of what their fears are, what their roadblocks are, right? Internal, external roadblocks, right? Internal roadblocks could be like, I don't have the time. I don't know if I have the skill. I don't know if it'll work for me. External roadblocks are like, well, everyone says that, like, society says, like, older women, like, they'll never be able to heal their skin. That's just how it is. Or the algorithms, don't like me and they're not going to show my content. So something that's outside of them that they believe is preventing them from having success. Of course, then their dreams, their desires, their interests. And you have to do that along every single point of the buyer journey in relation to how your offer gets them to where they are, to where they want to be. Okay? And then not only do you do that for each point, you're also doing it for each different buyer persona that you have. So if you have male, if you have female, if you have this, you have that, as well as the different points in which they are at, which means someone could just be getting started, like on their business journey. Someone could just be getting started in their skincare journey. So, someone who is more advanced, right? Who's kind of has had their foot in it for a while, right? That's two different languages. And that needs to be super, super clear. these are your blueprints. These are your documents. These are like your Bible. This is what you reference and that everyone on your team references, so that when they go and apply a strategy, whether it be you DMing people, whether it you, for my e-commerce people, I'm gonna talk about this in a second, but it just freaking cracks me up. But like whether you go live and do shopping hauls, which, okay, so let me stop for a second. So like for the last 3 days, I have to stop too, but I was, I don't know, I found this random boutique and she just like does lives and she like sells like purses, jewelries, whatever. And it was like 400 people on the live. And I was like, this is crazy. And she'll be like, okay, this is this, like, this is this green ball and like, it's going to get your back right. Okay, $20, comment Apple. Comment Apple. Someone will comment Apple. Sold. Okay, cool. This pen right here is fuzzy. It has sparkles. Comment sparkles. $20. So, and it was so crazy. And like she was selling. And she had built such a wild rapport with her. In that live, she probably made like $20,000. And this is someone who's a boutique, like selling products. But she knows what her offer is. She knows what she's bringing to her audience, which is in that space. It is affordable luxury. So she's just on it. And she knows what type of experience they want. She knows what type of interaction that they want, right? She knows how her buyers want to engage. And she also knows how to sell her offer. Like there was one product that she was like, anybody want this? And then she was like, wait a second though, let me show you actually one thing about this. And then she opened it up and showed them, because at first no one was commenting on that one because they're like, I'm not sure, because it was a little bit out there. But then she painted the story. She was like, y'all, but this is the excuse my language, but this is the bad bitch bag. She was like, this is the bag you can't handle this bag. It's the bad bitch bag. And as soon as she's like, this is when you walk in and all eyes are on you and you pulling up to the, like, she just went into a whole story about the bag. And then people are like, oh, okay, I need that bad bitch bag. I need the bag. Because at first they weren't really buying it. Because again, it was very much out there. It was a little bit different. It wasn't like the safe, normal, like black bag. Like it was a little bit, like I thought it was super cute, but you kind of had to be confident to wear it, which is why she was like, it's not for everybody. This is for the bad bitches. And so then, boom, sold. Okay, she said, so comment bad bitch if you want this. And then it was like, y'all, when I tell you, I was literally on the live for 2 hours. And like, I was just like her assistant. I was like supporting her. Cause like when people were asking questions, I'd be like, okay, she said it's $20. Or she said, you have to comment that. Like, I just was so in it. Cause I was like, wow, this is amazing. This is what happens when you know your offer, you know what you're selling, and you know how to engage with your audience in a human way. Like, we have to stop making selling so difficult. It's just like you giving advice to a friend. Like if a friend comes to you, it's like, you're not gonna try to sell them like that your advice is good. Like you just be like, all right, let me listen to you. Okay, that's your problem. Hey, you know what? Here's a suggestion. Can I offer you a suggestion? This could be it. And then like your friend's like, okay, but like, thank you so much. Like what, a lot of you, especially if you are the friend that people come to for advice, you definitely shouldn't have a hard time selling. Because that's really all it is. It is that it's not even about like, getting that deep with like serving anything like that. It's just you offering advice. Someone comes to you with a problem, you have a solution, you have an advice, and if they take it, they take it. If they don't, they don't. It's not like you're gonna beat your friend over the head like, you need to take my advice or I'm not gonna be your friend anymore. You can be like, hey, look, like I got your back. Like I think, I see what, you came to me with advice, you wanted advice, right? Because sometimes you just want a space to listen, but you wanted advice. Here's a suggestion. And hey, run with it or not, or don't run with it. That's the same thing selling is. It's just like, and so for her, she's like, y'all don't have to buy this bag if you don't want to. Like, it's totally fine. My life is still going to go on. So she's not sitting there like desperate, like, why isn't anyone commenting? Why don't they want this bag? She was like, okay, you know what? I recognize, I know my offer. This bag is a little bit out there. So let me help them imagine what it's going to be like. And what has happened for her is that she has tons of reviews of happy customers, because honestly, the only pressure that people had on that live was that it was an auction style. So like people were getting stressed out because they're like, oh my God, if I don't type fast enough, I'm going to miss it, right? So she created a real sense of urgency, not a false sense of urgency trying to trick you like, oh, there's only one left, like, this is all you get, or you're right, when you really know you got like 10,000 in the back. She's like, no, no, this is really all we have is two. So she's created a real sense of urgency. So that was really the only pressure that someone had. But all of her reviews are so much people that are so satisfied, people that are so happy with their offer. If she told them like, yeah, when you walk around in this bag and you have this outfit, and she'll show you how to put the outfit on, and she was like, and you put this little belt right here. And then you could see in the comments, other people who have previously bought that dress, well, oh my God, yeah. She's like, they're like, yes. Like when I wore that dress, I got so many compliments. She said when you wore that dress, you were going to get compliments. And that's exactly what they got, the experience, right? Because again, she could just be like, hey, here's a dress. It's tiger striped. It's crossbody. Here you go. She's like, no, this is what you wear on date night when you looking a little cute, but you want to be tasteful. You put this belt around here. And she goes, when you walk in, all eyes will be on you. You will definitely get compliments. And guess what? People actually get that. They actually live that experience. Okay. So then they're coming back to her page and they're commenting. They're taking pictures of the clothes, the outfits and things like that. And repeating back to her the experience that she helped them understand that they would have with the clothes. Okay. Because again, they're not there. We talked about this yesterday. We didn't, watch the live yesterday. They don't come to the store for the drill. They're not coming to the store for the dress. The dress serves a purpose for some vision of the future they have. They want to look super cute on date night, right? And she was a single mom. So she's like, ooh, like I haven't been on a date in so long, but let me show y'all the outfit that I wore. And then guess what? Sold. So she knows her audience and she knows her offer, which guess what happens? She has clarity, she has confidence, and it makes her shopping experience so seamless. Like it was the definition of effortless sales. I had to get off at a certain point because I was like, Terry, this is not necessarily the best use of your time. Because literally for 2 days in a row, I was waiting for her little live auction shows and I was on there for like an hour and a half. And I was like, Terry, like, you got other things to do. Like you can't be up here like admin in the comments. It was serious. Like I felt involved with it. But I was like, when you have clarity, and I talked about this yesterday, clarity gives you confidence, which allows you to take action. But what does that also give you? The ability to tap into your imagination. Your imagination is, and if you guys ever like follow Myron Golden, like please follow him. But he always talks about how when you're able to tap into your imagination, your possibilities are unlimited. But when you're confused and trying to push the sale, trying to force the sale, like your mind shuts off, your creativity shuts off. So you can't really think. And now everything's becoming really technical and it's really hard and it's not working out instead of just free flowing and having fun, right? Like let's say for like my, candle brands or fashion brands, right? Like if you're so worried about all the technical aspects of it because you don't deeply understand your audience and offer, you can't come up with fun campaigns. Okay. Think about someone like if anybody follows her, Lina Ruma. Okay. She sells lingerie. Anybody can sell lingerie, but she knows her buyer and she knows her product like the back of her hand. So she creates these really fun, amazing, elaborate campaigns because her creativity allows for that. Same thing if you are a coach or a course creator or service provider, and let's say you're doing a launch and you want to launch something. I know some people that just have the space and creativity to do fun launches. Like for example, she only offered like a limited spots. I think it was like 50, so it wasn't like too big of a deal to her program. But every single person inside of her program got like a handwritten note and just like fun little welcome kit or whatever into her program. She had the space to be creative and think about that. And then she like has like a little photo set up and she like takes a picture of something that like has their name on it, something that was like relatable to them. But it's like that creativity can't be sparked if you're not clear about your offer and you're just chasing all this technicality, which again just leaves you confused, which leaves you overwhelmed, which leads you not being able to follow your own sense of direction, where you have to trust someone else's opinion or guidance in order to lead you to where you want to go versus using your own intuition and then leveraging that, like seeking out the right information, then being able to leverage that information. But when we're relying on someone to tell us to go this way, someone to tell us to go that way, that's when we get really lost and really confused. Okay. And you see this in a lot of people that are in my program. I don't tell you what to do. I teach you the basic principles so that you can understand a new way of thinking. Like, how did I come up with this strategy? How did I come up with this analogy, right? I teach you how to think like that so that you can come up with your own strategies, your own analogies, and not just blindly follow everything that I say as the truth or, the best way for you, which is why my students are having fun, why they have clarity, why they're finding their voice. A lot of them have taken my information and have gone way beyond what I teach. Like some of them are killing it on Pinterest. Some of them are, I don't teach reels, but they are like making reels. And I'm like, you're going to have to come back and teach me how to do it. Some of them are killing it on Twitter. Some of them are killing it on Facebook pages because they understand the basis of thinking that allowed you to make those decisions. To like, oh yeah, I understand what she's saying. I understand how she's applying this traffic strategy. I understand how she's applying this brand visibility strategy. I'm not just giving you the tactics, things that change. I'm giving you the basic principles. Principles don't change. When you go to business school, any business school, they're always going to teach you the same principles. They don't change. The tactics and the strategies sometimes are the things that change because they, go with the trends, they go with the industry, things like that. But when you know the principles, you can literally apply it to anything. Okay. And so when you're in my program, one of the things that we start with, the very first things that we start with are your buyer. So again, the 3 versions of your buyer persona to cover all the different perspectives in the way that we think. And your offer persona so that you know your offer like the back of your hand and you just have a blueprint, okay? You have a blueprint of everything written out so that you really now know in words what your offer does, how it supports your buyer, who your buyer is, right? And these are always going to change. These are living, breathing documents. They're not static. It's not like this is your buyer and this is your buyer for forevermore, okay? It's not like this is your offer and this is it's going to evolve. But how can you understand that evolution if you can't see it? So a principle of basically what I'm teaching is getting the things outside of your head into a living form so that they're no longer just in your head. They're something that you can mold, you can work with, you can change, you can enhance. You can't do that in your head. Okay? And that's where we start. And then we can apply strategies like using a buyer survey, okay? A buyer survey to get specific information from your buyer so that you know exactly what copy, what marketing words to use, what phrases that they use, right? That match, the phrases your buyers use, okay? That's a strategy. Those things are strategies. Customer journey success mapping is a strategy. Okay, selling outlines are strategies. They don't really work if we don't know our buyer and if we don't know our offer. Okay, and this is how you stop making selling this like complicated thing because it just really I guess it kind of blows my mind because in essence, I'm just kind of like selling is like, it's just like giving advice to a friend. Why do we make it so complicated? Why do we make it so difficult? But selling is taught in all kinds of various different ways. There's lots of old, outdated information. There's the new age, right, of selling. People have access to information. There's the Amazon world. So I know that there's a lot of factors that go into it. But one thing that will always be a constant is that the more you know about something, the more confidence it's going to give in you, which will help, because of your confidence, is going to help release your expectations on focusing on making a sale, as well as shifting your objective from let me just focus on getting a sale. Let me just focus on getting a sale. Like I didn't make sales today. To I'm going to just try to see how many people I can help them, solve their problem and articulate this information. How many can I help understand, right? Because again, what can you control? That. So I see a lot of posts that people make and like, oh, I didn't make my sales today. Like, or just please, like someone shot. And it's like, that is not sustainable. It is a temporary high. If you make this kind of pity party post and somebody buys, that's not going to get you to $10,000 months. That's not going to get you to $1 million. Okay, your pity party posts are going to get you but so far, and you haven't learned anything. And you've also made decisions from a place of disempowerment, right? Asking people to buy, or just kind of saying like, hey, I'm praying to make a sale. Nothing has come through. What have you done? How many people have you served? And serving can just be like this live right here. Like, honestly, I wanted to take my toddler nap. Like, I was kind of tired, and I was like, oh, should I just take a nap? Or like, should I just show up and do this live? And I decided to show up and do this live because a few hours ago when I was praying and doing my Bible study, I received all this information because I woke up and asked, how can I serve today? How can I show up and just, give some information out there, God, that hopefully someone is going to hear it and it's going to transform and, shift their mindset. And this is what he gave me. So then if I just ignore it, like I'm not dead tired. It was just like, I was like, I just want to take my toddler nap. Like it's 12 o'clock. Like now it's getting 2 o'clock. Like I gotta take this nap. Like, it's not a big deal. I was like, okay, let me get up and do what I got to do. That's all it really takes. And so that's why I say, like, don't think of it as how many sales did I make or things like that. It's how many people can I serve? How many people can I impact? I did a live yesterday. Now I got a bunch of DMs of people asking me, how can they work with me? Because I just wanted to just share my message, share my thoughts. I wanted to just share what's in my head. And that is the power of just showing up and serving and then letting people come to you. Now, again, there are strategies that can enhance this, right? That's why I talk about my funnels, right? Because my funnels basically are an enhancement of my attraction abilities. All right? Because I can't be there all the time. I can't be everywhere. But my funnels can be everywhere for me, right? And they can be automated and they can be giving me my time back so that I can be doing this, right? There's people going through my pipeline right now without me. But still, guess what? I'm not just sending them down a boo-boo pipeline. I'm not just like, giving them a lead magnet that done wasted their time. You know what I'm saying? Because I know my audience. I know my audience doesn't want to be trapped in a 2-hour webinar where I'm saying something, but I'm saying nothing. And it's like, I can't fast forward. I can't 2x the speed. So I'm like, no, I'm going to get straight to the point. I'm going to let you 2x the speed because I like to listen to things at 2x. And I'm going to let you fast forward. Come back to where you want to come back. Go back, go forward, like whatever. Get the information and keep it moving. But at the same time, though, I am providing them information that articulates the value of what it is that I can help them do, right? And paint the picture of like, hey, you know what? Like, you might be doing this. Like, you might be spending a lot of time. Like, people are telling you if you want to get engagement, you need to comment on 50 people 15 minutes before you post. You need to comment on 50 hashtags. And then after you post, 15 minutes later, you need to go comment and like and think about the comment and leave something meaningful. Nobody wants to do all that. It works. Not saying that it doesn't work, but I'm like, nobody wants to do all that. So I was like, let me show you a better way. Okay, my way is XYZ ABC, and it's going to get you the same result. But guess what? You don't have to be involved in doing that. I can only offer that because I know my offer, not only what it is that I'm going to teach you, but I know how to articulate it to you. And I know the things that my buyers are doing that they hate. Because guess what? I just give them a survey. And I'm like, what do you hate about engagement? They'll literally tell me just that. And I'm like, oh, that's what you hate? I was like, girl, I definitely don't teach that. Because then what's going to happen is if I don't explain that, and I'm like, oh, I have engagement strategies for you, then what's going to happen? They're going to kind of have some trepidation of like, I don't want to pay for a course. And is it going to just teach me to go like a bunch of stuff? Like, right? They're going to have that fear. But I can already crush that fear. I can already answer that fear by letting them know what I just previously said. And now it's like, it's a no-brainer. So I'm crushing objections. I'm crushing false beliefs. And I'm getting them from where they are to where they want to be. And I'm helping them fill in the gap without manipulating them, without digging into their pain points in a way that makes them feel inadequate and makes them feel like they need me. Okay? I like to inspire people from a place of power so that they make a wise decision. And it's a no-brainer. I think about the courses or the programs or the things that I want to buy them, like, holy crap, this is a no-brainer. I think about how I feel. Like, I am dying to sign up to this program. I am getting myself in position to sign up because I know because they have clearly explained everything, that I'm going to get. So I am dying. And so I thought to myself, how do I reverse engineer that and get my customers to feel the same way? So when you understand the entire journey, again, like I said, on intangible, tangible emotions, feelings, scenarios, and stories. And you know that. And so your content from first touch point to when first time they see it to when they're ready to check out takes them through that whole experience from emotions to logic. It becomes a no-brainer when you know what those points are supposed to be, not just throwing out random content willy-nilly. Okay. So that's it, guys. It's just a random live. I just wanted to get this information out because, again, don't let shiny object syndrome hurt your bank account and waste your time by you buying all these things, thinking that the next, course or next program is going to have the solution that you're looking for, without first knowing your buyer and knowing your offer like the back of your hand. Okay. Do that first, then apply any strategy that you want to it, and literally watch how things begin to shift for you, how easier things are for you to comprehend, to test, to try, to gain momentum. Okay? So let me just double check. Let me make sure I don't got any other notes in here. Okay, let's see. Yep, buyer persona, strategies. Yes, have your blueprint. This is your blueprint, which will be your Bible for all of your strategies. So that is it. If anybody has any questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer any of your questions. Thank you for this is kind of like my little image too. It's like a tree. Down at the bottom, you have your offer and your buyer, which is like the soil and the roots. And then the sales and marketing are like your branch, right? It's the sustainability that keeps the tree growing. And then you have your branches and your leaves, which are your brand awareness and your visibility. But it all starts here at the bottom. So those are some of my little random notes. But yes. Oh, hey, Tiki. You're welcome, girl. Hey, Brandon. Brandon, this is Halo weekend. I'm going to treat myself to Halo weekend. Yeah, money tree. My dad would be like, money don't grow on trees. I said, well, I can make a money tree, daddy. Like, money do grow on trees. I'm going to show you how. Like, so, yeah. Okay, so let me see. Let me just scroll up. Oh, yeah, Brandon. She was doing QVC style. I'm telling you, it was lit. It was like a party. I was like, this is the most fantastic thing I've ever seen. Please, people who have boutiques or online e-commerce brands, please don't tell me you have a hard time selling. I said, because there are people out here making it do what it do. Yes, Vanessa, be the service to answer their questions. Yes, you are like a service. It's like your best friend. Treat them like your friend, right? You ain't got to try to persuade your friend to buy buy your advice. Oh my God, it was so fun. I literally was like, I just wish I had some products that I could get up here and freaking QVC style it, because I was like, this is fun. I was literally having so much fun. I was like, if I had a fashion brand, I promise you, I would be QVCing it. And it's like crazy because they're like chomping at the bit for her next live. Like, they are literally waiting. And then she has like a VIP group where she does a monthly membership. So she basically she becomes like your personal shopper, where she'll go and find things for you specifically, but also she will then let you have a private shopping experience because, again, like I said, the auction gets crazy. Like, so many people will bid on like an item and then it's just gone. It's gone. It's gone. Okay. And I'm not talking, she was selling sunglasses, shoes, hats, purses, clothes, assess swimwear. I mean, like, so I'm like, please do not tell me, guys, like, that selling is hard. The only thing that's hard is that you don't know what it is you're actually selling. We cannot make assumptions that people know what we have and how it's going to help them. That is why we assume our way to an empty bank account. So that's it, guys. Well, if that's it, Yafa wants to say hi. No, she doesn't, but I'm forcing her. Yafa, you say hi? You sleeping? She was sleeping. She was sleeping. You were sleeping? She was sleeping in my lap the whole time. You say hi? See, I'm feeling so much better. Oh, but you want to go back to sleep? Okay, I'm sorry. Anyways, guys, happy Friday. I will save this live. I will add it to the guide section. If you have any questions later, just drop them in the comment. You already know I will get back to you ASAP. And yes, let's go out there. Know our offer, know our buyers, and let's go get these sales the right way. Watch them, fall into your lap. Open up that financial waterfall, okay? Because you're doing it the right way. Let me just see here. Yes. Okay. Bye, guys. Happy Friday. Love you.